Hey guys, Tara here from Recovering Book Hoarder, and today we are going to do a end of the year book haul. So I did one halfway through the month, knowing I was going to have more after the holiday. So we're going to just go through these because I really need to get them off my floor and onto the shelves. So some of these were gifts, some of these were I found them on sale purchases, and some of these were, I've been eyeing them up for quite a while and I didn't get them for Christmas. So I'm going to use Christmas money to buy them as gifts for myself. So I've split them into categories. I'm not going to get into details about really any of them because we'll be here forever. And I don't want this to be a forever long video. All right, let's start with the special edition books that I have received or purchased. Okay, so the first one is Game of Thrones, A Guide to Westeros and Beyond, the complete series. And this is by, what is his name? I took off the thing that was on it. Miles McNutt. And I have the other ones that they had put out for seasons 1, 2, and then season 3 and 4. But they hadn't put out any more after that. They were like by HBO. So this is for the full series, and it's beautiful. Oh, it's full of pictures and behind the scenes kind of things. And I'm really excited about this. It actually just arrived today. All right, then I found Happy Little Accidents, The Wit and Wisdom of Bob Ross. I love Bob Ross so much. And this is just a really cute book of his like famous quotes and has some of his pictures and things like that in there. Then we got Ex Libri, 100 plus books to read and reread. This is just really beautiful, and it's exactly what it says. It is books that the author feels need to be read by everyone, and things that he would also consider to be rereadable. And there's also really pretty art in here as well. Then one that has been on my list for a very long time is Mina Lima's Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. I have all of the other ones up on my shelves. Oh, I guess they're not in here. Some of them are in here, the ones I haven't read yet. But there's a whole series that she's done. So I thought that this finished out the series for me. But then as I went on, I discovered she also has Pinocchio out. So that's now been added to my wish list as well. But so I went ahead and got this. I love Alice. And I love Mina Lima. These are such fun books. They have interactive elements in them, and the art is just absolutely gorgeous. So get to add this one to my collection. Okay, then I have another Mina Lima, and that is her Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone edition. And again, and I didn't know this when I bought this, but this one has interactive elements in it as well, in addition to her just absolute beautiful illustrations. Then I got the third. This is the last one that's out right now. The other two haven't come out yet in these editions. The illustrated edition of Storm and Swords by George R.R. Martin. This is book 3 in the Song of Fire and Ice series, otherwise known as Game of Thrones. And as you can tell, I'm kind of obsessed with Game of Thrones. Again, back into obsession mode. So adding this one. All right, then another one that's been on my wish list for a long time, the Screwtape Letters Annotated Edition. I love the Screwtape Letters. My pastor is actually doing a video series right now on the Screwtape Letters. I'll go ahead and link that channel down below. And there's actually not a whole lot out there on Screwtape Letters and The Great Divorce, even though they are like standard reading in the Christian community. So I did find this annotated edition, and it's been several years since I've read Screwtape Letters, so this gives me an excuse to get back into it, do a reread along with the annotations. And then this was a gift from my husband, and this is the Howl's Moving Castle special edition put out by the Folio Society, and it is beautiful. Look at this. Look. Oh, and there are, I mean, look at the end pages. Then there are illustrations through here, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful edition. I love Howl's Moving Castle. I'm actually not a huge Diana Winnie Jones fan. I've tried other books of hers, and I don't like them. But Howl's Moving Castle is just one of my favorites. And yes, I'm really happy to add this into my collection. And again, gives me an excuse to do a reread. All right, Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers. This is the 25th anniversary edition, I believe it is. I am a huge fan of this novel. It's the first novel I have read by Francine Rivers. She has since become one of my favorite authors. There's a there's a movie coming out this year, movie adaptation of this, and I approve of the cast. It looks really, really good. So she had another one out that's like this without a dust jacket, that's just a straight up hardcover with the design printed on it, from her Lineage of Grace. And I'm hoping she's going to put all of hers out like this, do re-releases of all of them, because I will rebuy them all. So I added this one to the collection. And then the last special edition that I got is this beautiful special edition of Caraval by Stephanie Garber. This is what it looks like out of it. Again, one that's a non-dust jacket hardback. And there are special things in here. So there's some like notes from the author. There's a sneak peek of her newest book in here. And it's really beautiful. And I wanted to reread Caraval anyway. So, excuse. Like, I need an excuse to read something. Okay, so those are the special edition books that I got. Now, let's go into Black Voices. So I realized this past year that I'm severely, severely lacking in my reading of Black Voices. And so I've made a point to read more, to get a collection going. And boy, have I been pleasantly surprised. You know, I'm going to sound like an absolutely terrible person whenever I say this, but I had no idea that there were so many wonderful, talented Black authors. I was so bubble. I live in a bubble. And, you know, I think we read what is familiar to us. And that's not always the best thing, because we need to expand. At least I know for myself, I need to expand my horizons. I need to learn. I need to understand in order to like live in this world, really. And most of us, I feel confident saying that most of us in the white community have not done the best job of this. I'm not saying all of us have been as bad as I am, but a lot of us have not done as well as we can. So I'm getting a nice collection going, and I'm really enjoying all of my reads as well. So the first three we can call Ibram X. Kendi Made Me Do It, because I picked these up based on stuff that I had read and stamped from the beginning. And then, so those are The Narrative of Sojourner Truth by Sojourner Truth, The narrative of the life of Frederick Douglass, an American slave, and incidents in the life of a slave girl, Frederick Douglass and Harriet Jacobs. And poems on various subjects, religious and moral, by an African-American slave woman writing in the 18th century, which is Phillis Wheatley. So, Ibram X. Kendi made me do it. All right, then the rest of these were ones I came across by accident or that I had seen talked about on YouTube. So the first two of these, I'm a little bummed. I did not realize I had bought the Young Readers editions. But whatever, it is what it is. I will read them in the Young Reader editions. I don't really know what the differences are in Young Reader versus the normal one, but it is what it is. All right, so we've got Just Mercy, a true story of the fight for justice by Brian Stevenson, and The Compton Boys and the Fight to Save Their Ranch by Walter Thompson Hernandez. And this one I had on my wish list for quite a while. This is about the new cowboys. Yeah, like it says, they were born into worlds that never gave blackness the chance to be cowboys and cowboys the chance to be black. But inside the world of the ranch, there were different sets of rules. It was their safe haven. So anyway, like I said, this has been on my list for a long time. All right, then we've got Black Brother by Joel Parker Rhodes. Silver Sparrow by Tayari Jones, and she's the one that wrote An American Marriage. I have not read An American Marriage, although it is on my wish list. And finally, Why Are All the Black Kids Sitting Together in the Cafeteria and Other Conversations About Race by Beverly Daniel Tatum. This is actually 20th anniversary edition. I didn't realize it had been out that long. So, all right. That is those. Then, this is the one that can be called YouTube Made Me Do It. All of these were added to my wish list after watching BookTube videos. So, I'm just going to go through and show what they are real quick. This Is How It Always Is by Lori Frankel. American Royals by Catherine McGee. And this is the first in a series, and it's what would America look like if George Washington had been made a king as opposed to president. Far from the Tree by Andrew Solomon. Again, ended up with the Young Readers edition of this. Young adult version. I don't know why. I don't know how that happened. I can't remember if it was in the description or not. I feel like I would have noticed, but anyway, it is what it is. All right. The Salt House by Lisa Duffy. After Me Comes the Flood by Sarah Perry. Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. Amelia Fang, two of them. Amelia Fang and the Barbaric Ball, and then Amelia Fang and the Unicorns of Glitteropolis by Laura Ellen Anderson. And the last one is The Woman in the Mirror by Rebecca James. All right, I have just a couple more. I did a repurchase of The Thorn Birds by Colleen McCullough. I love this book so much. But the edition that I had was literally falling apart. So, went ahead and picked this up. And then the last ones are, we'll call them music/poetry. So the first one is Petty, the biography by Warren Zanes. I love Tom Petty. One of my regrets is that I never got to see him in concert. And now it can never happen because he died. All right, the Beatles lyrics, the stories behind the music, including the handwritten drafts of more than 100 classic Beatles songs. Can poetry, Take Me With You by Andrea Gibson. Wade in the Water by Tracy K. Smith. And last, The Flame by Leonard Cohen. All right, that's it. I did pretty good. That did not take me as long as I thought it would. This was a lot of books. So anyway, all right. Have you guys read any of these? Should I be prioritizing some over others? What are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comments. And all right, until then, bye.